This is RSBANDB Update, episode 704, the 2018 Clip Show. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the RSBANDB Update 2018 Clip Show, my favorite show of the year. Tanis, you're here for the first time ever doing a clip show.
I am excited and a bit nervous.
And, you know, this is our chance to recap on the year, the funny, hilarious, and just downright stupid moments that happened on RSBANDB Update throughout the entirety of the year. Here they are, the RSBANDB Update 2018 Clip Show. And, you know, when it comes down to this at the end of the day, the podcast itself is in an amazing place. And I'll just take a moment to say thank you once again, since this is the end of the year, to everybody who has helped out with the podcast and whatnot. And a big thank you goes out to our wonderful Patreon supporters for the podcast. And this wouldn't be possible to do this without you guys. So thank you once again to everybody who has supported us on Patreon. You can find out more about our Patreon page at patreon.com/RSBANB. And in particular, this episode, I would like to thank Cody T, Kyle, Brock H, and Seth W. And we'll talk more about the future of RSBANDB Update going into 2019 at the end of this episode. But it's time for the clip show right now. And you ready to strap in?
Roll them clips.
Okay. For everybody wondering, this clip show does contain an explicit tag, so you've been warned there might be some language going forward on this episode. So just a note to everybody out there. And since some of the voices do sound familiar, at the end of every clip you'll hear a slight beep like this. And that signifies that the clip is over, and that's real Tanis and Shane talking. So we're going to jump right in, and we're going to start off on episode 653. This was our first episode of 2018, where we were discussing the Soul Gazer, Stalker, Slayer creatures, and we had an interesting first couple minutes on this year. That this is the first clip show ever where we had the case of the co-host who was recording the clip show, in this case Sirion, actually lose it and have to mute himself inside. Oh, and here we go. Okay, I forgot to turn Hey Siri off after our issues last year, and here we are this year, first episode of 2018, 55 seconds into the podcast, and we have a false activation of Siri. Just put that off to the side. But you guys are probably hearing laughing in the background, and that means I should get to the point at hand here. And that was just the beginning of these problems throughout the year. It kind of formed part of our discussion in tech news throughout the year, and also some interesting interactions with Alexa as well throughout the year. And wow.
Yes.
These continued on to episode 655, where we had an interesting discussion about Alexa and Siri. Hey Siri, what do you think of the Apple HomePod?
Who, me?
It doesn't even know about its own products.
Wow. Hey Alexa, what do you think about Apple's HomePod?
Are we waiting?
Welcome to the Alexa Prize, a university competition.
Okay, well, they're both stupid, so Alexa, shut up. Stop. Well, we just proved the technology needs to come a little bit further.
We don't have a Google one here, unfortunately.
Oh, jeez.
655 was entitled Now Kiss, and this was the Aura Bag update, as well as Enchanted Backcriminal Bolts. Tanis, do you remember anything happening on that episode in particular?
I feel like I might have asked Alexa something, but I can't remember what it was.
Well, there was something else that happened that episode.
Was there something else? Okay.
Yeah. Now, with that being said, Jagex says, and I quote, "We had a Now Kiss moment," of course referring to that that meme on the internet, Now Kiss. And I'm assuming they are referring to the fact that they could make the bolts work correctly with with the bolt tips. That would be my guess of what's going on here. Jagex putting those two together and making them kiss and make up and have a nice combination that's coming out here with that. So these are a tier 99 ranged ammunition, and they have tier 95 ranged damage. What?
You okay over there?
I am so sorry. I am so sorry.
What happened?
Yeah. You said now kiss, and I was just in, and then, we were talking about the bullets. I'm thinking just the tip or the shaft, too. Clip show. Sorry.
Okay. Well, I mean, if it's not Mr. Bistro, I guess it's you, Tanis.
I know Shane's being all serious and everything, and I couldn't help it.
You remember that?
I remember that now. Yes. That's one of my favorite games, to see if we can make Shane turn red or leave him speechless.
Oh, that's gonna be a recurring theme of the clip show. Now moving on to episode 656. That was 655. Sirion talking about things going long again, in particular regarding the podcast. And we'll see you then, everyone. Take care.
See ya.
All right.
God damn it.
What?
Long again.
Yeah, it was tech news and stuff.
Why can't I keep these episodes under 140?
I don't know.
Ah.
We just had an episode that was 140 and it talked about a quest, but at the same time, we also had one of our longest episodes this year talking about the needle skip. So that was also a recurring theme on the podcast this year.
But notice, Sirion was on the needle skips and I was on Violet is Blue.
Sure. But
so there's that.
We've determined that it is actually B, based on how we looked at our special that's coming out next week. But there's one more clip, and at this time we were still using Skype, and the Skype UI changes this year had just been horrific. Alrighty, well, that was a good episode. I will talk to you later. You have a good night.
Thanks.
All right, bye-bye.
See ya.
Where's the fucking hang-up button on this Skype now?
Put that in the clip show.
There we go. You got to mouse over the window, and it's at the bottom. But it's red, so it makes it like it's a record button for video. And it's not until you mouse over, it says end call. Like, what is this?
It's worse UX than RuneScape.
What?
The UX is worse than RuneScape.
It really is. Like, I have no idea how to get back to the fucking chat here. Oh, yeah, there's a back button, but then I get access to the chat, but then I can't see the call. Then you click go to call, and that's a green button just like when you call someone. Horrible.
Oh.
Horrible. All right, I found the button. I'm going to press it now. Goodbye.
All right, see ya.
Skype. We had lots of experience with Skype this year, didn't we?
Fun with Skype.
Next one comes from episode 657 entitled The Tongue Lashing, and we talked about an immortality effect. I'm not entirely sure what this is for. What is the immortality effect?
Oh, you must not do very much next, huh?
No. What is this?
Oh,
this
is you
related.
raised me up. Well, no, it's just it's used there. A lot of times, it's an ability where if you get hit real hard, if you go down, it raises you up. Like, it's like you're supposed to sing with it. You go, "You raise me up," as you come back.
All right. Yeah. So that's an X-related thing then.
Well, I mean, my friends have used it a lot there because I'd always hear them would be laughing and joking around because you'd hear them singing, "You raise me up."
And what does it come from?
It is I don't know if it's Constitution or Defense.
Okay.
It's one of the.
I didn't get the song you were mentioning at the time, but I guess that's okay.
Yeah, it's it's one of them church songs,
Okay.
or one of them gospel songs, or
Right.
whatever.
Okay. Moving on to episode 658, Tycho was guesting this week, and we made the case for coal.
Yeah. No, I totally agree. That's a bad idea. I would like to see fire making tied into it, and I think that's going to happen.
Coal and
sure.
fire making makes absolute sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like global warming to me.
No, well, that's fine. That's fine. I don't want to have the global warming debate right now because
It's okay. It's medieval. We've got plenty of time.
yeah, that's right.
Oh, yeah, good point. Good point.
That's right. I mean, let's just take for a moment and realize where we'd be without coal in the real world. How many countries got started off with coal and coal-fired electricity? Now ask yourself, where would RuneScape be without coal? Now there's the real clincher.
I know where my
Without coal.
bank would be without coal. Much smaller.
And I mean, I don't care about the drops from PVM for this because those are going to be gone. What I'm trying to do is I'm still trying to give a use for coal in this. And lo and behold, we got the use for coal in the mining and smithing rework.
Like they were listening.
Yep. Also on this episode, we talk about the reality of Sweden, or at least what you thought about it. So let's have a listen.
Of course, I wouldn't mind going where Tycho's at either. I mean, it's all like bikinis and blondes and stuff like that, right?
Really?
That's what I
this
hear,
is a cold
right?
country.
Well, yeah, but don't you have a famous bikini team or something like that? Or were they just on our beer commercials?
I must have missed them during my 23 years I've been living here. I just haven't looked hard enough.
That was a big thing when I was growing up. They lied to me again.
I mean,
they've also got ABBA and the Dancing Queen.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, boy.
Well, Tanis, the thing is actually that they started talking about that ever since Sweden became so, how do I call it, so forward with sexual education, that Sweden for a time was like targeted and said we were the land of the sin.
Land of sin?
Yeah, because we teach people about sex and how to keep each other safe, and then having movies where the main actress is showing one breast, and suddenly we are, boop, okay, land of, here is where the sex happens.
Well, it might be the land of joy, but you need some work on your directing skills. They come in twos, right? You know, they come in pairs. They change the camera there. Catch them both.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Oh, okay, I learned something new today.
Yeah.
One of the very, very, very many chats we've had with Tycho this year.
I stand by my work.
All right, moving on to 659, a null reference exception bank rework taster. This clip is called The Prestige Greenhouse. I don't know. I still have mixed feelings about that.
Well, you're a diehard, man. You won't, you won't sacrifice the lore, damn it.
Yeah, and that's what it largely comes down to, because, I mean, it wasn't there to begin with, so why add the damned fishing skill to the freaking waterfall, you know?
Well, that's what happens when you ask players what they want. You get an aquarium and a waterfall.
I don't know how I feel about that.
Hey, Shane. Could have been a greenhouse.
It could have been.
You just know how to push all the buttons there, don't you, Sirion?
And you put it in Sirion. We could have prestiged that damn greenhouse too.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, I had to ask the players.
I'm just going to sit here and sink into the back of my chair for a moment. We got the player on farm. I'll just say that.
We have fun.
Yeah. Next one. Now this is a very absurd analogy about the bank rework taster. Here we go.
I mean, if you want to, I can just shut my mouth the entire episode.
No.
Besides the point.
I think we have a nice balance, a nice mix. It's like a melting pot here. It's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll be a ray of sunshine for you.
All right. So this is the update that's supposed to, make everyone look forward to the bank update and kind of tide us over until it arrives, though. I mean, I guess depending on some of the people I talked to this week, if rather than tiding us over, they'd want to pop a Tide Pod in their mouth and instead of playing the bank rework update. That's the level of people that I have talked to this week regarding this, and that I have talked to people who feel that this update should not have come out. Oh boy, the bank rework taster.
Rip bank rework.
Listen to last week's episode, folks. That's all I'll say on that. And then we started talking about the clue scroll rework and that we were going to get the items that you would need for master clue scrolls.
In. Yeah. So.
Oh, I should have done some clue scrolls this week. Oh, I guess there's still time before double XP weekend starts. Like, what the freak?
Right.
Like, do we...
Yeah.
I don't normally get animated when I do this show, but I just had to stop myself because you guys haven't seen me here doing this, but I have a pad of paper in front of me where I keep notes. And in my hand, I always have a pen because I take things down as we go through. And I almost just, when I said, what the freak, I almost just threw my pen up, but I had to catch myself because I'm tethered right now, and I wouldn't have wanted to have to walk over to pick that up.
Yeah, you don't.
This update, or this week, I mean, let's just move on. Let's just move on.
I think that'd be best.
And following that, we moved on to something called screw scrolls. 1,000 screw scrolls, clue scrolls.
Was it screw scroll, Shane?
I have no idea.
Is that like the old, like before Tinder, you had a screw scroll? You just...
Back in the old days of scrolls, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Gotta love you for taking that one where it hadn't gone before. All right.
It's a good one.
Moving on to 661, we had more Alexa troubles. As a crazy girlfriend syndrome.
She kind of went with a crazy chick.
Yeah, really crazy. I'll just play the clip and to give an idea. So that is, of course, Amazon Alexa. Okay, and the video won't stop now, but Alexa will continue.
Yeah.
I don't know why it's not stopping, so you're just going to have to live with it. But
you did it now. You awoken her. You called her a crazy ex-girlfriend.
People's
you got a stage 5 clinger? Anybody?
Amazon Alexas started randomly laughing like this. Just out of the blue.
Oh, and that's not all she's done.
She has also started off, unprompted, reading the names of nearby funeral homes.
Yes. She thinks it's funny.
Yeah, I mean, evidently. Amazon feels that the problem with this is that it was Alexa wrongly heard Alexa laugh, and the command has been changed to
Sorry.
"Can you laugh?"
But it's happening without the lights don't even come on.
That's when Tech News got possessed.
Yeah.
And we also had this moment on the show, that same episode, post-show, where we talked to your Alexa. The official quote was, "In rare circumstances, Amazon Alexa can mistakenly hear the phrase, Alexa laugh."
No. Sorry, but no.
Anyways, this is definitely going to be interesting to watch. You have one. Has it done that at all to you? No?
No. I mean, I've never told it to laugh.
Do you have it with you right now?
Yeah.
Ask it.
Alexa, can you laugh for me?
Sure, I can laugh. Tee-hee.
So that's even different. Hey, Alexa, can you fart? Alexa can do all kinds of stuff.
I wish we had an expression cam going right now, because my mouth is just sitting here, dropped open.
You actually have to add that skill, by the way.
Okay.
Yeah, I was just gonna do it to get you.
Okay. All right. Amazon Alexa is the bane of RSBANDB updates since 2018.
I wish we had been doing the video shows at that time.
Yeah.
Been great.
All right. We're moving on to episode 663 called Waterboarding Wilson with Earth and Colton as our guest hosts. So I'll just leave it at that. We have 12 clips from this episode, and we're just going to sit back and play them all.
I don't know. Like, I really don't know. Like, I was so pissed. Like, angry. I'm angry. I'm an angry bird right now. Damn it. Bullshit.
So I'm gonna bomb everything. Perfect.
Yeah,
I can see how that would be frustrating.
Hope no one in the hall just walked by outside and heard me say that. That'd be a little awkward.
I'm sorry, what'd you say?
Just say it again a little louder. A little louder.
Well,
That aquarium.
yeah, aquarium. It should have been a greenhouse. The fucking player base.
Do we have a running record for like a number per show?
The number of fucks?
I think it was 57 at one point, a number.
Oh,
You just gave him a number to shoot
Oh
for.
no! What am I up to now, Shane?
I can't count right now because I want to answer this question properly. But I think we're all agreed on the sense of Amazon as a core partner with this. And what they say they want to do is they want to provide a flexible.
What? Freudian slip. Whoa, boy.
A flexible set of APIs. Do you want to enlighten everyone what you think is potential there, Reed? Do you want to enlighten everyone about the picture you just showed us?
Well, I was kind of hoping for that kind of reaction. Can the people watching the video see it?
Yes, they can see that. I'll open it up in my browser.
Okay. But there was a picture of a man named Thomas Mulcair, and our friend Patrick posted it in here, and Shane reacted like that. So
And you were hoping for that with this. But... All right.
No, I'd never try to mess with you, especially not during a show.
Okay. All right. And that's where, at this point, where one of the funniest lines of dialogue appears.
What was it? Do you have that down?
No, well, I mean, I don't. It wasn't dialogue. No, it was when you just start burning them and they start the whole aspect.
Oh, I have a screenshot.
Yeah.
What is that? People are making a big deal out of that, and I don't understand. Is that a reference to something?
Hold on.
Yeah, it is.
I'll get you the meme.
Yeah, I feel like you would have come across that one, Colton.
I guess I haven't.
Okay.
I don't know how.
All right.
I am uncultured.
Shane, you have to play this.
All right, we can play this.
I just want everyone to know that the user who uploaded this is named No Thoughts.
Wow. Okay. Here we go.
Fucking normies.
I've never seen that before. Wow.
So, Shane, I think we also are obligated to play something else right now.
Yeah, that's where that comes from.
Be gone, fuck!
Here you go, Shane.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Oh boy, is this getting cut out? I feel like...
Hey, we're
it shouldn't.
Like we said,
it's relevant to the quest.
Yeah,
I think it should.
This is 100% relevant to the quest because it's a reference within the quest, and that's why I called it the meme quest.
So
stop it. People my age are not getting married. I'm not thinking about that.
They're all getting married.
Younger than you, Reed.
Stop. Get the fuck out of here, motherfucker.
I have now run out of space on the sheet of my paper.
For what?
What do you think I've run out of the space on the sheet for?
I don't know. Oh, is this the swears?
Yes.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right, so I'm going to try for 2.
Oh, no.
I have already started the second
one. Shane, when's the last time I was on the show?
Last year for the Stowe special.
Well, I had plenty of rollover fucks then.
Oh, boy.
Although I used some of them up for you over the summer.
No, but that's yours. You have a separate plan for me.
It's another account.
We're not in a family plan here.
Help.
Right, Shane?
Help.
I'm trying to spare you, Shane, but I'm not doing it.
All right. So, now, how do you all feel about the Jagex-made entities, the Horrors Warship, other than Zautak, being based on Nyarlathotep, Yog-Sothoth, and Hastur of the Lovecraftian mythos?
What the hell did you just call me?
How did you mess up Lovecraftian?
I said Lovecraftian.
That's the easiest. No, you said Lovecraftian.
It's the new skill.
With
Lovecraft.
in 3, 2, 1. Hello, everybody, and thank you for joining us for another episode of RSBAND Update. It is Quest Week once again here at RSBAND Update, and this is a week that so many people, so many listeners have come to expect and come to enjoy when it comes around to... Actually, we need to restart that. I forgot to hit the record button on the
And you took like 10 seconds after you said 1 go.
I thought you'd gone.
It was like 10 seconds.
Because
I nearly broke.
Because I tapped my watch too hard and it went down the screen.
I thought you normally record pre-show too.
I don't record the video of the pre-show.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
It's because it's bigger. In 3, 2, 1. Oh, but if we get an Elemental Workshop Part 5, I will not even touch the question.
Don't you fucking start with that shit.
Yeah, no shit.
As long as he keeps saying it, it's not going to happen.
That's true.
You can't speak it into existence, and so it will never happen.
Oh, Mod Osborne is playtesting an unannounced non-6-stage quest that's going to be coming out in the next couple months.
Fuck.
Gnomes. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, that needs
Come
to be
on.
gnomes. Apparently, they put Shane in a barrel chest because he started just kicking hostages in the cave spider.
Just killing them all.
Yeah, just killing them. Like, Jesus, what's going on here?
It wasn't me. Literally wasn't.
Oh, boy.
Literally wasn't.
Dick Cheney.
Hey, I haven't shot my friends.
Bullshit!
Dick Cheney was the one who got shot, dude.
No, he wasn't.
No, he shot his friend.
He shot his friend
in the face.
He shot his friend who was wearing like the neon orange hunter safety gear with a shotgun, and his friend publicly apologized to him.
So that's the kind of scaling up we're looking at, but they still look pretty dang tiny. So I don't know. I don't know how this is gonna go down. Beyond that, other information.
5.8.
Okay, so yours is big then.
Yeah.
Okay, yours is huge.
Thanks, Shane.
Yeah,
I can't do it anymore.
That's just what I like to hear.
I think the iPhone 6 or the iPhone Plus series is what, 6 inches? That's the one I have.
All right, Shane. All right, we can stop comparing sizes.
Average.
Let's just move on.
Creatures like the cave horrors and jungle horrors and the unspeakable horrors and how all descend from Zautak as well.
Jeez, Reed.
The Nemi Forced, Shane.
Yes, Nemi Forced.
Shane. When will you learn?
I just can't say things right, can I?
No, you really can't. And you can't type either.
All right. So I want to give a real answer to the answer on the demon cats. I guess we're pointing this at Zautak then. That was an episode, wasn't it?
That, thinking about it, I don't know how I didn't pick that as my favorite episode of the year. And we should expect that every time Reed's here, right? We're going to have fun.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to episode 664 right after that. We had a discussion with the Mighty Zoltan. Right?
Yeah, I didn't see any
All
difference.
Right, talk to the Mighty Zoltan.
Cannot address the Mighty Zoltan as a machine.
What should I call you
The
then?
Mighty Zoltan works well, I find. I can tell you a fortune.
I can tell you a fortune.
It sounds like Gustafer, right? Is that who he really is?
Maybe.
See?
Wait, what? So I can find out if I'm destined to be ruler of all? But that's a fortune, right?
Well, yes. I think he used to give out fortunes like that, but something happened.
Oh?
He will come out quite set now. I'm not sure what caused it. The longer I'm here, the worse they seem to get. But the people who get fortunes seem to be happy with me being sure about it and close with it, so they don't seem to mind too much.
Doesn't it bring you down, though?
It's scaring me. I don't know.
It's hard to get any more down than I am.
Would you like a fortune?
Would you like a fortune? Except in the text it says, would you like a misfortune?
Oh, wow.
Yes. This activity gives divination XP. Are you sure you wish to continue? Yes, I will get a misfortune. The machine whirs. Machine wobbles a bit. A strange, strangled noise comes from the machine. More whirring. A single lonely horn blazes in fanfare. Fortune is spat out of the machine.
Change isn't always good.
Change isn't always good. All fortunes are final and cannot be returned. Terms and conditions apply.
I thought it was gonna say something like it would be very misfortunate if you said something about Mother Russia.
Change isn't always good. And, you know, this has to be the best part of the fair this year.
Yeah, that's something. Wow.
Oh, boy. Okay, I just had to point that out, because I got a kick out of that. Because, I mean, you're playing RuneScape, and it's a UK-based game. And you don't expect to hear Russian speaking when you start talking to a machine or an NPC.
No, I mean, especially with the current tensions between the two. It's funny. It's and then you get a fortune that says change is not always good after that election. Wow, that's hilarious.
Well, Putin also was just reelected with 72% of the vote.
Well, that's what I'm saying, because change is not always good. It'd be misfortunate if you voted the wrong way.
Oh, righty, I think it is time to move on to patch notes. Comrade Vladimir can talk to us again tomorrow on Update. We will see you then. I forgot about that one until I curated the clips. Wow.
Yeah, I think we found who was meddling in the 2016 election.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, right there.
All right.
Votan.
Moving on to 665, the devil of RSBANDB. All right, RSBANDB update 665. Oh, God, 666 next week. What are we doing?
Yes, I don't know. Oh,
who's the devil of RSBANDB update?
Oh, I don't know. What can...
And that clip on its own needs the explanation of episode 666, what happened, so we'll just move there right now.
I'm still here. Are you now able to join?
Yeah, hi.
Okay, I just changed it to U.S. Central for you.
Thank you. My Discord client completely just...
Oh, okay. Tanis just dropped too, so...
All right. I'll tell him to come back. It appears to be back. How are you doing, Reed?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Do you want to fill in for him?
I'm just making dinner. I just saw that you're having technical issues, and I know that you need some help, but yeah, I can...
We were just discussing that Faster Menopause reputation across the board. It was being polled that at times 2 increase.
Oh, okay. Can I Can I give a statement on this and have it included in the show?
We already moved past it.
Oh.
I would just suggest that you log into the game and vote for it.
Oh, wait, that's not in the game yet? No,
it's a poll.
It's in the polls.
Did Shane just, break up for you, too?
Yeah, the entire thing did.
Alright, take a look at ping Google and just do the -T option, or actually you're on
no, it was Discord. It was Discord. Trust me.
Yeah, what do your connection settings say?
I'm good. I got green across the board. 44 ping to U.S. Central.
Does it show you those for others? Too?
Let's see. Debug. Speak derp.
Is he there?
I mean, I see him for you. Or no, I don't see him for you. I don't know. Huh. So we were wondering what was going to happen on 666 because of that number, of course, and then lo and behold, that's the week that Discord decided to have major technical issues that even I wasn't able to track down. And we just moved on to Skype. Of course it was on 666, right?
Of course.
All right, moving on to 669 now. We had a bit of a oopsie with the achievements. All right, so moving into the achievements this week, only a few of them. Starting off on May 1st, Jade Gizmo with 99 Slayer. Chara Lambo 7 with 99 Herblore also are on the... Sorry. Okay. We're gonna back up, and we're going to split some of these apart. I thought I could handle these all in one go, but obviously I can't. So...
What was that? Was it a Murloc or something?
That was the noise I make when I want to reverse.
Okay. It's from the VHS era.
Sorry, from the which?
VHS era.
Okay.
Wait, you have to, actually reverse the tape.
Okie dokie. I will take the first two.
Okay.
Sirion, you take the middle three. Smurfy, Breno to Sorensen.
Mm-hmm.
And Tanis, you take the last two. Evan and Jade Gizmo on the 28th and 27th.
Okay.
Normally on these episodes we try and split the achievements apart at the beginning, but this week we didn't for some reason, and I just tried to power through it, but as you saw I failed, so we did it properly. Moving on to 670 now. Tanis, we had some problems with your beagle. I think you know what happened in this clip.
Yeah.
You need a minute?
Sorry. Oh my God.
You could just take a minute, go.
Yeah, it is. And I'm on the other side of the house. and my wife's in there trying to control her. I can
You
hear
got
her.
this. Use your cords of steel.
Sorry about that, Shane.
No, that's fine.
We should be okay now.
Okay.
She's a beagle. She's a hunting dog. She hears something,
okay.
and it's
wants to go.
Yeah, it's on.
She's been good for most of the other podcasts this year.
Mostly, we have two now.
Oh.
Yeah, they've made a few noises tonight, and I'm really hoping it didn't get picked up. But yeah.
All right, fair enough. Moving on to 671, we did have some more Alexa issues that week.
I like it.
So that's what could be done to expand.
I don't know what she's doing. She's still being weird, dude.
Is that the Alexa or the Siri?
It's the Echo. I don't even know how to turn her off.
Do they ever talk to each other?
No, but I have seen videos where they do. But no.
Because
mine don't.
When you think about
weird.
it, they could talk to each other if they use the right words, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, have you ever seen the videos? There's videos on YouTube where they have. Oh yeah, they have a whole conversation. It's hilarious, but I don't even know what sets it off. I didn't say anything. Oh well, sorry.
Seems you had a lot of false positives this year with that.
I did, and looking at tech news, now I know why.
All right. Well, on 672, we talked about Mod Shawnee and his famous catchphrase, in a nutshell. There's also the Daruma pet that's now also available in Solomon's store. We don't really see many additions to the store, so that's an option there.
Yeah.
I don't know what the heck this is.
I can't figure it out either. Yeah, I don't know.
It's like a thing that looks almost like an egg with a face on it, then it sticks its tongue out?
I don't know. They should have just made Shawnee in a nutshell available. It probably would have sold millions.
You know, like, you're not wrong about that.
Right?
No, that would probably have to be a Gobi if that was the case.
Right.
No. I think they should still try and do that, Pet.
I think so too. I think I was on something.
That'd be a bestseller. All right, moving on to 675 right now. We talk about Guthix and Saren relationships. We know how Saren felt about this, but I don't think we knew that Guthix was putting it on like this. And this is big when you think about it. So
Guthix was playa.
He accepted this lie in himself, and he felt it better than to tell the truth, because the truth would be a world full of loneliness. So he was accepting of it for that reason. And he also saw banishment of the gods as a way to, and I quote, turn cold to her suffering and turn away from her misery. So in a way of ending it, it was just, hey, I'm going to banish all the gods instead, and you're not going to have a choice, and you're even going to leave. But, you know, Guthix assumed Saren would leave with this, but as we know, she ultimately decided to shatter herself and stay with the elves.
In other words, he's like, I don't love those hoes.
Oh my god.
Oh wow. Okay. That was certainly something I didn't expect. A way of seeing that relationship.
Hey, that's what I do.
Okay. Next one from the same episode talks about my dislike of cats. You can now destroy clockwork cats from your inventory.
You couldn't do that before?
I guess not.
That's weird. Okay.
Apparently
no, you will have this cat forever.
Oh, the little buggers.
When you try to destroy it, Sarah McLachlan comes on.
Adopt now.
This poor little kitty.
For only 10 cents a day.
You can wind up this cat.
Oh, God. Because that's what we want. Now that our show comes back on, we're keeled over on the floor, bawling our eyes out. But at least we can, destroy our clockwork cat.
I don't like cats. But there you go.
After this update, Shade's going to go get a full inventory of clockwork cats and just destroy them all in his inventory while he's laughing.
There you go.
That'll be on the weekly bite. Little outtake. Oh, gosh.
Cats. All right. 675 was also the episode we started our Patreon program at patreon.com/RSBANB, and we were discussing maybe we need a sound effect, so here's that discussion. It certainly gets everything going, and we get to see where we go in the future, and I know there are a lot of people out there who want us to get to that $30 a tier range.
I'm excited. Like, I'm really excited. To see a Patreon and everything. I was like, we need a sound effect or something, like a shofar, a horn, or some Star Trek-y thing for Shane or something. I don't know.
Well, I mean, if Dave wanted to, he could provide something for that, but I think he's already outdone himself for this.
Yeah, he's outdone himself already.
I need to hibernate for another... Oh my god.
I didn't call that up, but I don't think that's the sound effect. Thank you, Earth, for that. All right, and with that being said,
Shane, stop interrupting yourself.
That is the RSBANB soundbot, and I'm going to mute that while we do the achievements right now. So the story behind this one is we have a soundbot for RSBANB, and it has all these kind of sound effects on it, even some clips of me. And at the tail end of the show that week, Earth came in and started playing some of those sounds when we were saying we needed a sound effect. And that's what he gave us.
That was great. I love the sad tuba.
Yeah. All right, moving on to episode 676, where the in-game calendar came out, and we had our discussions on the artwork and some other things. So I'm going to play a bunch of these clips together.
Like I said, it's a calendar.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to have to, unfortunately, link this post in here then.
Like, we didn't even get any hot gamer nerds, chicks, or anything. Like,
what?
I mean, well, you know, like, aren't calendars supposed to come with pretty people?
Oh, mine come with landmarks.
Oh. Well,
or starships.
You know you can get, like, twins with big boobs or firemen or whatever the hell you're into, right? I mean, you get all kinds of
is that what people
stuff
do?
Nowadays. Yeah. It helps you look forward to the next month or day.
Interesting. You guys do realize that for clip show stuff, we do release those now early to Patreon subscribers. So this could potentially be in there.
Well, yeah, give them some.
I guess it's June, so like I can't get away with this. I guess I have to be on the show now. Otherwise, your Patreon subscribers are gonna unsubscribe.
Why?
Because everyone loves me, and I'm a cash cow because I'm great.
Because Chad's a big old tease.
Okay.
A massive bear cock. That on recording now.
I never thought you'd come out of retirement for a calendar. That's how.
That's something.
Appropriate it is. Must be real bored or real high. I'm not sure.
First one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Instagram, you know what that's going to be. It's going to be like all these like half cute chicks that think they're really cute and want to be models.
Thoughts.
And that's why they're Instagram models.
Thoughts.
Uh-huh. Well, whatever you call them, that's what's going to be populating this. They're really like a 7, but like at, 2 in the morning, they're more like a 9, that kind of.
All right, and on that note, thank you. Thank you.
Oh, shit, I muted Shane, not the
Wrong Shane.
Wrong Shane. Sorry, Shane.
And on that note, I think it's time to move on to our next piece of tech news.
Up into the mountains. So.
Very nice.
Be careful if you hear a banjo.
Oh, I'll probably be the one playing the banjo. So.
Come here, boy. You got part of mouth.
Boy.
All right.
Squeal like a pig, boy.
Well, with that being said, that's it for this episode of RSBANDB Update.
Shane, what have you been doing?
Oh, right. I forgot about me.
There's a first time for everything.
So if you do something bad, the RSBANB Secretive Investigation Unit will get you. Another Earth episode, and of course, as expected, great deal of fun and joy that came from that one. I don't think there's any way of summing up those clips.
I was just thinking that that's why you can't have nice things, is because of me and Reed.
No, we have nice things around Update. Moving on to episode 677, putting the elite in elite dungeons, we had to talk about flight simulators. See, in many ways, this is like a pre-flight checklist. Everyone has the things they check off, and when we're good to go, we're cleared for takeoff, and that's right now.
All right. We're in good hands. Shane's piloting our ship here.
Yeah, I have extensive experience with flight simulators.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I fly about as good as I drive.
Because you can't see. That's pretty funny. I love flight simulators, and that was a good analogy I used at the time. X-Plane's a good one, and Tanis, I love your little joke you inserted there.
It's funny because it's true.
Yeah. Now episode 678 was the Rune Pass episode, and I also talked about my unicorn on that week. Anyways, yeah, you're probably wondering about me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
totally.
this week, I did a couple of clue scrolls. Not much to write home about there, but there's always RuneScape always never ceases to amaze me, right? When you are doing clue scrolls, and they brought out the clue scroll overhaul update back in February, they brought out these items, and some of them make sense, like the Robin Hood outfit or the Second Age outfit. But I'm doing this clue scroll, and lo and behold, I get this unicorn ride-on toy. Have you ever seen one of these in game?
I've never seen one except for when they did the stream and they had it. Oh, that's great.
They're absolutely insane, these things. I mean, they look, I don't know what to say, hideous or hilarious, but
I'm surprised you didn't sell it.
I tried to. It wouldn't even sell for 500K.
Really?
Yeah.
Now wait a minute. Can you break that down?
You could break that down for components.
So you could get fortunate components for cheap?
You could. But I don't know. I mean, I just had to laugh at this because you get this item, you put it on, and your player goes galloping across the map. And, not only that, it distorts your hands. And it makes horse noises, too.
Yeah, but we can't have horses. Well, it's a unicorn.
Right. So, it's just absolutely absurd. So, I just wanted to point that out to everyone.
I really feel like it would look better if you gave it to Sirion so he could parade around in his outfit on the little unicorn.
I tried that. Actually, I went to find him in game, and it's just okay.
That would have been a good picture.
I had a picture. I don't know where it went though. So. I did disassemble it when Grace of the Elves came out.
I would still like to see that picture.
I'll try and find it, see if I can put it in the clips. All right. Next up is 679. You went on vacation that week, and Sirion and I ran the show, and things happened. This one comes from pre-show.
I have a fidget spinner lying around even, and at work I have a fidget cube.
Oh, wow. I don't even have any of those. Maybe I should.
I am so fidgety.
Because I'm always messing with my pen. Sometimes my pen ends up in my mouth.
So have you ever seen fidget cubes? They're amazing. They have all kinds of stuff. They have one side of them has 5 pen buttons.
Ooh. So
you can do two-handed pen annoying things. And they even have silent and clicky versions. So if your neighbor at the office is being really annoyed that you're clicking, you can just do one of the silent one. But it's not as satisfying.
That might need to be pick of the week one day.
The fidget cube. Yeah, sure. Remind me and talk about it.
Yeah. Can you put it in your mouth?
And one side has the thumbstick on your controller. One side is like that. So you can just go like that with your thumb. And there's a little wheel on it. And yeah.
Is there anything you can put in your mouth?
No, but I have seen things before like that, I think.
Okay. All right. The oddness of fidget spinners and fidget cubes just amazes me.
You're so lucky that was Sirion on that show and not Earth or me.
Well, I still want one of those.
Okay. Well, if you put it in your mouth, beware.
All right. We now moving into the actual show that week. A couple clips. And you said, if I had told you last month you were going to be on a combat special, you wouldn't have believed.
Yeah, I would have laughed in your face. But there I was, and having a blast at it.
Indeed. All right. And you're
quite a concentrated blast, if I may say.
Because that actually formed a big part of what we talked about.
Yeah.
Did you plan that one out?
No, I didn't. I just make this up as I go.
Sirion the Pun Factory, and of course that's referring to the monthly bit regarding combat, and it was indeed a concentrated blast.
It was a top-notch pun.
It was. Next one, where we start talking about the Surface Go in tech news. All right. You ready to go for tech news?
I'm always ready to go for tech news.
And there's a reason we said go for tech news, and that's because this week Microsoft has unveiled the Surface Go, and no, that one wasn't planned. I'm sorry, that just... It's getting the point in the show where those kind of things just start. Okay. So the Surface Go is Microsoft's competitor to the iPad. All right, our last piece of tech news goes into the science realm a bit. And, you might be wondering, boy, what's happening in the world of science? Well, it's been found that a neutrino that's struck an Antarctica-based tracking array last year was traced back to a galaxy 3.7 billion light years away. So this was a big news in the science field this week, I think.
So are you saying that the neutrino is from long ago in a galaxy far, far away?
I guess that is the case, but we're not going to go for that reference.
Okay. Would you say that the neutrino boldly went when no neutrino went before? Happy now?
Oh, boy. You gotta love these references. We don't put as many Star Trek references in as we used to, and you noticed that.
I did, yes.
But those were two great clips, both regarding the Surface Go and the neutrino from Far, Far Away on 679. We got two more from post-show on 679 now.
Well, I just got 3 cooking levels, a range level, a magic level, a runecrafting level, a fishy level, a firemaking level, a slayer level, and a hunt level.
If you want the longest ever title...
This game's retarded.
We're not doing that.
What the hell is that shit? I just got 20 levels for doing nothing. Okay. That's why people don't play your game, dude. Okay.
That's why people don't play your game.
It is so good.
You're gonna make people laugh at me by doing this.
That needs to go on the clip show.
Still doesn't beat Night Night, Sarah.
First of all, I get Shane to include a Star Wars reference in the show teaser, and then that happens.
Credits to you for guiding Shane step by step for this. How to make a Star Wars reference 101 for dummies.
Tycho the fucking chipmunk. Oh gosh.
It is made all the better by your microphone quality.
Yeah. By the way, I went to the city today and I find one for a pretty good price, but I was contemplating if I were gonna get that or just a new microphone, but I will probably buy it in 2 or 3 days.
I would wait till you get back to Sweden, honestly.
But it's cheap here. Cheaper.
I mean, it is fucking Mexico, so... Damn, I'm still on the record saying that, right?
Oh, you're quoting me from the other day. See what
truer
you
words
missed?
were never spoken.
Yeah, that's
I know.
right.
That was
That's
a good
right.
one.
Yeah.
And I'm glad Star Wars references are finally making it into the show after this many years. Fair and balanced, Shane. Fair and balanced.
Okay. Moving on to 680, the Video Iceberg, our first video show with Earth on it, and you and myself. This is from pre-show. Someone needs to make a piece of software that's OBS, but better.
They've been working on OBS for a long time.
So it's open broadcasting software?
Correct.
Maybe they could call it innovative broadcasting software.
So IBS.
They could call it IBS. It's perfect. There's nothing else associated with that, right?
No. I mean, yeah, no. Hot chicks. That's about it.
Yikes.
They always have that in TMJ, you know. It's the damnedest thing.
Right?
What does TMJ stand for?
It's like Lockjaw or whatever.
Yikes.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to ask.
We don't have to explain all the jokes to Shane, do we?
That's our friend Patrick's job.
Oh, okay.
Patrick is the one who also proofs all the Informer articles and makes everyone look good in that regard.
Right on, Patrick.
I still don't get that, and I'm still not going to ask.
Google it, Shane.
No. Moving on into the show right now, our unveiling of our shiny faces. And what do you guys think? Should we blast these on and turn them on?
Are you asking me, or like is this like a Dora the Explorer talking to the listeners thing, and they're all supposed to go, yeah?
All right, then. Well, let's do it. There we go. Welcome to RSBANDB update video, everyone. This will probably be on the... And that was supposed to be a Dora the Explorer kind of thing.
Oh, was it?
Yes.
Okay.
We also talked about how weapon poison works in RuneScape this episode. Made weapon poison pluses and netted about 5.2 million GP from that. Just
wow.
by doing that, yeah.
Wow.
Is it
Cool.
2008?
Poison actually works, I think, now.
Well, people use weapon poisons now because you just drink them like a regular potion, and then it just adds that stacking poison effect to your enemies that you're fighting.
I mean, it actually works on more stuff than it did when EOC first
Yeah.
came out.
Yeah, and it was
So
something
you
I was...
drink the poison.
Yeah, it
Yes.
makes a lot of sense.
And then
Uh-huh.
your enemies get poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
Not you.
That's right.
You take no damage. That's the dumbest thing I have ever heard in my entire life.
But it works.
Like, I get from a mechanical aspect, like, why they did it like that.
For the
but
game. Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah.
So,
Go on, kids. Drink poison.
yeah, when you attack your enemies, they'll die.
Hey,
What the hell?
that's what you learn when you hang around PVMers, that they like their poison.
Mm-hmm.
So
they all drink poison.
before they go into battle. Bit of an odd way it works, but I guess it makes sense mechanics-wise, eh?
Sure.
Yeah. All right, one final clip from the Pick of the Week section on this show. I'd also like to point everyone to the promo video that Valve has here. There are the TF2 characters playing all different forms of video games, and it's TF2 style graphics. And they showcase the Heavy in a bathtub doing it.
In a what?
In a bathtub.
I don't think that's what you said, Shin.
I said bathtub. Or no, that's a spy in a bathtub. Sorry about that. But there we are.
What?
Shows all the different TF2 characters. And them in a house all playing different video games and whatnot. So I hear what I did now, and I don't know where that accent came from.
You know, I will not make fun of anyone that misspeaks because my 6-year-old corrects me all the time.
All right. Moving on to 681, we found the new method for monetizing RSBANDB update.
You know, I mean, had some things came to fruition earlier in the week that we thought could have happened, maybe we'd be having a different discussion. But
you know, I was
now...
actually hoping to talk about that because I had an evil idea that could have made everyone, you know, turn their head upside down. But we'll save that if and when this other thing.
We'll save that, and then if it happens, we'll get you a guest spot on Alex Jones because you've obviously nailed down the conspiracy.
Rumor has it he's actually just been banned from YouTube.
Probably a good thing. All right. Hey, Shane, why don't you buy some of my supplements? Aliens with the gay frogs and all that. Yeah.
Maybe we need to start selling RuneScape supplements or something.
There we go. We're missing the boat.
RSBANDB update becoming the RuneScape version of it. Alex Jones going against the RuneScape subreddit.
We can mark it Alpha Alt. You know? Oh, jeez.
Oh, yeah. I guess that could potentially come in as the first video clip of RSBANDB.
Yeah, right.
Are you ready to move on to the next piece of news here? And that was the first video clip of RSBANDB update, and we shared it to YouTube. Also, I challenged someone to create a short video marketing Alpha Alt in the Alex Jones style.
When was that?
That was episode 681.
681?
Yeah.
Did anyone make one?
No, I don't think so.
Oh. Right. We are on break now.
Yeah. So we're moving on to 682 right now. This was called Shaken Not Stirred, where we talk about sitting on things. Banana boat mount.
Something to do with that.
Yeah, probably. Banana boat mount, which can replace the Terrorbird override, which, I mean, looks like you're just sitting on a banana here if you want to see what it looks like. So.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Yeah.
It looks like you're sitting on a banana?
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
Am I the only one that sees something wrong with this?
I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. Huh. Yeah, because rewards are actually decent.
Yeah,
I just don't want to go down there and spend the time to get them.
I mean, if you want a mount, you could have a mount that makes it look like you're sitting on a banana.
Yeah.
A mount like you're sitting on a banana.
Yeah, you can mount the banana.
Nothing wrong with that sentence.
No. I mean, I feel like there's a theme here, though, because what was the other one? A Terrorbird?
Yeah, the Terrorbird already exists, and it's the one you get for free.
Oh, so you were already sitting on a pecker.
A pecker? Like the Terrorbird's a pecker?
Sure. Watch Shane struggle with this one for a minute.
I don't know. I'm just going to move on to the patch notes in that case.
That's probably for the better.
I assume that means something, but I'm not going to Google anything in that regard here. So, all right.
You should Google it and make sure you record it for everybody to share.
Yeah. Make sure you get the full sentence of sitting on a pecker.
You guys good?
No.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Almost got someone down there on choking. All right. Moving into the patch notes then, while these two gain their composure back. Solak, only 2 roots will spawn on Phase 1 of the Solak fight in group mode. Bananas and Terrorbirds. I still didn't Google that. No.
You never figured it out, Shane?
No, I'm not going to do that. No.
That's why we love you, Shane.
Alrighty. And you could just hear the both of you guys losing it in the background, so we just had to move on calmly and quickly. Episode 685 is up next. They got rid of Botany Bay. We got a pre-show clip and a post-show clip.
Every day is 1984. Facebook can just go away. I don't care about them anymore. We should give them a trustworthiness score, and it would probably be pretty low since they've sold our information, used our information, not let us be safe. They're really bad. and see, got Shane all worked up.
Yeah, they definitely did. I don't know. See, it's been going on all throughout this year. Facebook, Amazon.
Yes, there's a theme.
And we might have reached the breaking point on our last episode.
Yep.
As I said, this is also the episode in which they got rid of Botany Bay, and you had a very interesting idea of the way we should open and close the show.
Works for me, although Tycho said you should have sung it like a jazz tune.
No, we're not doing that.
Bye-bye, Botany Bay.
Bye-bye, Botany Bay. You put it into that harmony. That was a great clip, and I mean that was a marker in itself that they were able to get rid of that. So
I didn't realize how much singing I brought to the show this year. I don't know if that's a good thing.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. All right, we're jumping forward now to 686, in which we talk about preparations for going to RuneFest and what Tycho is bringing to RuneFest.
Oh yeah, you will pay me back. I'm going to give you a 99 strength bear hug. You're going to be my teddy bear.
Uh-oh.
That's very concerning.
Bear Shade. Have fun. Have fun. He's gonna take you home. Tuck you in.
Stop.
Teddy bear.
Stop.
I'm going to take a selfie with me and Shane, and then how I squeeze him really hard. Okay.
Not that kind of game. It's not that kind of podcast.
Oh my God.
Okay. I will show
What
my
was
good side.
What was your plans, Tycho, for double XP?
Yeah.
Doing some summoning?
Yeah, let's bring this back to Earth here.
Earth? He's not here.
No, solid ground.
No, this isn't Star Trek. Anyways, my double XP weekend's plans will be summoning. It says live cam ? Sunday tour, and it says something Therion plus Shane ? And something else. So
what is that supposed to mean?
Oh, you will find out.
You're not
going to
find
out. What are you going to say?
You're not going to make us do something. You're not. What are you going to try and make us do?
Oh, you will find out. Why did I even say that? Now you will be prepared. Anyways,
keep him company in case he gets afraid of the dark there, Teddy.
I don't like where this podcast is going.
Okay.
In all fairness, let's just wrap this up and move on to tech news.
Oh.
Did you find out, Shane?
Yes, I did, and it was it was a speech for Therion and myself about the podcast and the friendship and whatnot. And Tycho did squeeze me.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Because when I heard it, I thought it was more like marriage vows.
Yeah, it was, except it was in the form of vows.
Okay.
Except it was about friendship, so. Also on this episode, Tycho gave a bit of an intro for the Patreon supporters. Yeah. And, that might be something we can look at for 2019, because I think that's a service that needs to be provided. But
a community hub.
Yeah, kind of like that. So we have a couple discussion questions first, but I think it's an important time now to give some thanks to our wonderful Patreon subscribers this week, and that's Cody T, Nora, Kyle, and Brock H. Thank you guys for your wonderful support of RSBANDB Update.
You guys are great.
Thank you.
And if you're...
Give me a few seconds. Code T, and we have now run. Then comes time and book age. There we go.
Thank you, Tycho. And if you guys want to join, these,
it's not every week you get.
It's not every week you get a live guitar solo on RSBANDB update. Tycho's certainly something, isn't he?
He is, man. He cracks me up.
Yeah. All right. This is another Tycho clip up next.
You need to realize, Shane, that you need to hop on board as captain on USS Shinterprise and go away to the Maximilius star system to discover all life that exists there and beyond. It's time. And that time is now, Shane.
And the issue with that clip is that I had recently maxed, but I had not yet used the max guild because I didn't want to. That has since changed. I use the max guild sometimes now.
The USS Shinterprise. I think you need a ship named that in Stowe.
Yeah, we could do that. Yeah. Now, the next clip from this episode is not actually from RSBANDB Update. It's from the other podcast I do, Western Context. I was AFK training smithing on Double XP weekend while recording that other show, and I accidentally maxed, and here's my reaction. All right. I have a really funny story for you, Patrick.
Yeah, I was wondering why you were highlighting that thing about the Amarjeet Sohi.
No, not that. It's Double XP weekend on RS.
Yeah.
And I had RS running in the background. I was, just doing some smithing stuff, right?
Yeah.
I lost track of my XP. I thought I was only 97 smithing.
Yeah.
I got 99 smithing while we were doing this, and I didn't have to. And you want to know what's more funny?
What's that?
It was my last 99. I kind of wanted to have like a party for it, but I lost track of it because we were doing it through the show.
That's actually kind of funny. Well, I don't know what to say.
I don't know what to say either. That's the first time that ever happened, and the only time it will happen.
I'm glad you got to have your party, but that still makes me a little sad.
I know, and it was protein smithing bars while I was AFKing it, and I didn't know it had happened until I looked up at chat and I saw lots of congratulations in Clan Quest for someone maxing, and it was me.
Oh, poor Shane.
Yeah. All right, moving on to episode 689 right now. We're into September. This title was Kill 'Em Willy-Nilly, and we were discussing changes to the player-owned farm. Carnivorous Chinchompas have been changed to omnivore status and will now eat everything like every other Chinchompa. And when this patch note came out, I read this as, these Chinchompas are actually going to eat other Chinchompas. But no, that's not the case. They'll just eat everything.
That would be like cannibal.
Yeah,
Chimampas, right?
It'd be like tribbles.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
they just eat everything. They even eat each other, and that's all they're designed to do: breed and eat. So that'd be something, a cannibal Chinchompa in game.
Yeah,
I'd like to see that. Next one talks about our actual show title that week. Oh, we're going to give you a Fremennik quest, but it's actually a Dragon King quest.
The biggest troll-ass beginning of a quest I have ever... It still saddens me. See? That's what happens when you jump the shark.
Yep.
You jump the shark. Now we can just kill them willy-nilly whenever we want to.
And I think that's a discussion we'll be having in 2019 if that was the right path to go for the game when we see the new narrative paths that are being taken with Zautak and the Elder Gods and such. So
I think so.
And once again, the recurring theme of Facebook and whatnot appears in tech news. We are in motion, and, you don't feel like you're in motion, but I feel like I'm in motion, getting everything ready for RuneFest, RSBANDB, Clan Quest, real life related. And
no, I honestly, I feel like same shit, different week at this point. I really want something to happen soon.
Well,
I can't wait for RuneFest.
I mean, I can give you something to happen, and I can actually share this right now. Something that we have been working on, and I think I might as well share it. At least I'll share the version that everyone else can see. If you head on over to clanquest.org, we have a brand new logo, homepage design. Logo was commissioned, and I built us a new homepage for recruiting to the clan. So if you're at all interested in ever joining Clan Quest, just head on over to clanquest.org and. Same shit, different week. That was the title of that, and I thought it was about Facebook, which could be said for tech news, but it was actually about RuneScape updates and the bit of the dry spell we had at the end of summer. So,
yeah, applies equally. Actually,
yeah, I agree. Moving on to episode 690, the week of the Quest Point shop called Quest Reparations, and you had a good solution for Mark Zuckerberg. And, the users can't see their shadow contact information because it would violate the other user's privacy, they say.
But it doesn't violate your privacy to steal your stuff from them. Okay.
Yeah. So
see, this is what happens.
This is what happens when you sign up for Facebook and Instagram now.
It's also what happens when you don't spank your children, and Mark Zuckerberg is. I'm kidding. I don't spank mine, but someone needs to slap that guy. I mean, seriously, just a good.
You still feel that way?
I just said it in pre-show earlier. Remember? It's kind of funny.
All right. We then had episode 691, which was the episode that you and Earth co-hosted. I'm sure there are clips on that episode. Unfortunately, I didn't have the time to go through them. So I'll just say, everybody, listen to episode 691 with Tanis and Earth. You enjoyed that one, right?
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was a clip show.
Yeah, so have a listen to that as an addendum.
There is a story about Shane in there that Earth tells. That
okay.
You gotta know. You gotta hear.
All right. Now, on episode 692, this was the first in-person RSBANB update with horrible audio quality due to iPhone microphones, but this was recorded in Sirion's living room after RuneFest. This is RSBANB Update, episode 692, recorded Saturday, August 6th.
Since when is it August? False start, that's a bomb. No, I wouldn't count that.
I better check, make sure it's 692 as well.
What?
Make sure it's actually 692. Okay. This is RSBANB Update, episode 692, recorded Saturday,
Oh, this is hilarious.
You know what makes it funnier?
You did this before, right?
I did this before, but now you can see how it is in real life.
I know what is happening. I think this is because Tycho has been playing the clip show to you.
Fucking Tycho.
It's always Tycho.
This is RSBANB Update, episode 692, recorded Saturday, October 6th, 2018. RuneFest 2018.
Sure. I was so close to just trying to, mess you up, in the last second.
Oh, and, Taiko was playing the clip show in the car off his phone on the way to RuneFest, so that might have had something to do with it as well. But as you can see, I got it right on the third try.
To be overly fair, it was a long day, I'm sure, and August, October kind of start the same.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. All right. We also do have some frank discussion that Sirion and I had at the end of that episode that people wouldn't have heard before.
You missed the last bit of the notes. It's Sirion is great. I don't know why you put it in the notes. I've seen it more often. I think it just slips out of me now and then. Why? It has 4 exclamation marks.
Perhaps this has something to do with the fact it's on your computer.
No, that wouldn't be it. Do you think I unconsciously slip at that? Do you think I have, some psychological problems that we need to talk about?
No. Oh, that's an interesting way of putting it, psychological problems, so I can't say yes.
As you can see, whatever happens on the podcast also happened in greater quantities in real life too. So that was definitely something. And we were sitting there. There's this last point, and we had closed out the show. And he says that there's one more thing, and the bullet point was just that Sirion is great. Alrighty, moving on now to episode 694. Actually, no, I'm going to say something about 693 first. There is a bonus clip for episode 693, but you need to see this clip on video in order to do it. This is one of the few clips where you actually need the video to see what was happening with it. So head on over to the show notes at update.rsbnb.com for a special bonus clip of episode 693 on video. That's what we'll say with that one. Now, moving on to episode 694, talking about Elite Dungeon number 1 before number 2 before number 3. Tanis, I think you know where we're going with this, right?
I think so.
Alrighty. They're also going to be removing the previous requirements when Elite Dungeon 3 comes out next year. So you won't need to do number 1 to do number 2, and you won't need to do number 3 or number 2 to do number 3 when number 3 arrives.
Well, I almost always do number 1 if I'm doing number 2.
Yeah, but I mean, oh,
shade.
I mean for Elite Dungeons.
Okay, I got you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Just when I thought I was free of the puns.
No, never be free of the puns. It's a RuneScape podcast. You can't be free of the puns.
Number 1 before number 2. Elite Dungeon number 1 comes before number 2. And then you just have to slip that right in there.
That's pretty good.
Alrighty, moving on to episode 696, more Amazon Alexa issues in the pre-show.
I tell you what my strategy is this month, man. What we're doing.
You are 0.89 miles.
Oh, God.
West of the center of Lafayette, Indiana.
Oh, she's helpful, ain't she?
What did you even say?
I don't even know. She just started jabbering. It's Bezos, man. He's listening to all of us at all times.
Yeah.
That's how he got rich.
My trustworthiness index is Apple 1, Google 2. Oh, Amazon Alexa. And it started saying something near your location, too.
Yeah, I didn't notice that the first time. I don't even think I heard it until now. I was like, oh.
Oh,
all right.
That's not close enough. It's not like it's your address or anything like that.
Right,
so,
yeah.
We also had the realization of how RuneFest would go down if it was held in Las Vegas.
That would be the one way we could get it in America, too, is to sell JMods. Hey, you want to go to Vegas?
I think the night before party would take on a whole new meaning.
Oh, it'd be awesome. Yeah.
And
you know what they got in Nevada, don't you, Shane?
What's that?
Legalized prostitution. Yeah, it's true. It's a fact.
Really?
Yeah, it's there.
Huh.
Yeah. You ever heard of the Bunny Ranch?
No.
Yeah.
And I think on that we should move on to the next part of the question.
I love doing that.
Ay. So, funny story about this one. State representative in Nevada died before the U.S. election, and he was one of these brothel owners in Nevada, and he won his election bid in the U.S. midterms that happened 3 days after this podcast was aired.
Yes, it did.
So I didn't know that was actually happening, but lo and behold, people actually do that in Nevada.
Well, yeah. Just not in the city limits, because apparently that's a no-no.
Oh.
I don't know. I've never actually been to Vegas, and I can't go now because now I'm all like old and married and settled.
All right. We also had one more regarding what your activities were for Skill of the Month in November. 2.7 million cooking XP gained in one day, 2.5 million by Flash, and 2 million by Sorensen 57. You're currently in first place.
Do you smell what the Tanis is cooking? Yeah. All month long, man. I'm here all month long. I'm just cooking up some French fries, Sorensen, some French fries, maybe a wham burger. I'll serve you up a Weineken if you want one of those. I'm coming.
And you won.
I did.
How much money did you spend on that?
I'm trying to think. I mean, it didn't cost that much with fish and stuff because you make most of it back. Because what I did was I switched to rocktail. There's hardly any loss with rocktail versus sailfish that there's a big loss on. So I did a lot of that. And then I did probably spend about 50, 60 mil for double XP weekend to do wine because that was like the third cooking competition I've won because I like wine. Nice. I know how to do the wine.
All right, moving on to episode 697, the Achievement Bonanza Week. And aside from the Bonanza Achievement intro, some of the Jagex's achievement names are just... Oof.
That if you're doing, you're going to get these achievements anyway, so that's kind of cool.
Apparently for the meat beating one, the cow has a 1 in 1,000 chance of spawning.
That's going to take a while. You're going to have to beat your meat a lot. Like, a lot. Or get really lucky.
We're doing video right now so you can see me double face bombing.
1 in 1,000 chance. Jeez, that reminds me of high school.
All right, I think we should move on.
It wouldn't be as funny if you actually got all of the jokes. That's what's so good.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I got that one when I saw Jagex doing it. I just didn't think they would go that far.
I just think it's hilarious. Like I don't know if it's like where you're from or how you grew up or if you were like in a bubble or what, but it tickles me.
All right. Probably a bit of both. Yeah. Moving on to episode 698 now, we talk about the brown solution. I love my Alberta beef. Ranching is actually a very popular industry here, to the point where beef is, a good factor cheaper than poultry, believe it or not. So,
what?
Yeah, beef is cheaper than chicken here.
You're kidding? What?
Yeah.
Well... And how do you even have ranching? Like, don't they get cold? Isn't that too cold?
No,
for animals to be outside in?
Any professional rancher has buildings on their property that with heat and whatnot, and that's why recently with the carbon tax and whatnot, ranchers have been complaining because they need to pay it on their, because we use natural gas here to heat buildings and whatnot. So even ranchers are being hit by this because they need to pay for heating their stables and whatnot where they store the cows.
Well, they just need to start burning the poop, right? Can't you just burn manure?
There you go. That's a escape for you.
Right. See? It's always a green solution, or a brown in this case.
That is a brown solution.
Yeah, there you go. And these are the kind of conversations we have from time to time in pre-show about news items and whatnot, and I forget how we got on that topic.
I don't remember. I think it was in the show.
Okay.
I don't remember. Yeah, that still
that
floors.
was in the show. Yeah.
It still floors me that the beef is cheaper than chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And we discovered the ultimate loyalty reward also on that episode.
Mm-hmm.
And as we all know, with the old school / RS3 wealth transfers, that's not too hard to get if you're doing that.
No, not too much.
So, but yeah, I'll be taking a pass on the Premier Club this year. You guys?
No, I'm gonna pass.
Yep.
And, to be fair, that's just because we're veterans. But, I mean, if you are paying more than $750 per month U.S., then it's worth it, I would say. I would say hands down, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Yeah, anything that's going to bring that down is great. Especially if, what is it now, like 9-something? That right?
$10.99.
Oh, yeah. So if
$10.99.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely worth it if you're a newer player.
Went up from $9.99 to $10.99 this year.
Okay.
So, I mean, when you put it that way, right?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
Worth it. Totally worth it.
Yeah, I know. Here we are. We're like, oh, gee, that sounds like great of a deal, but when it's like $4, man, like, jeez.
I just have to go back to the fact that you got 3 people on this podcast who are paying half the membership fee of what one month of membership costs right now.
Right. Yeah.
Oh boy, that is paying dividends when you look at that. You're saving $60 a year if you're us on this, just on base membership. More than that, whew. $66 a year you're saving.
Hey, Jagex rewards loyalty, right?
That's the best loyalty point reward.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't feel so bad now for not having much use for loyalty points.
I don't either.
Oh, amazing what numbers can say. All right, so that's the Premier Club. It's out. Buy it if you're paying more than $750 per month in terms of subscription fee. That's amazing still to think someone can save that much. And I actually feel good going into 2019 knowing that that's happening. So
yeah, me too.
All right, moving on to $6.99 now, where we discuss the needle skips, and Sirion and Diana guested on this episode. And, we didn't have much in the show in terms of clips, but we did have a couple of clips from post-show right now. I mean,
if you ever need me to just tell them to shut up, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah, I'll start spamming that in the chat, if that's the case.
I'll try and sit still.
Oh.
No squeaking.
No squeaking, yeah. Shane can attest that I'm really bad at sitting still or standing still. I dance on escalators because I can't stand still.
Oh, that's cute.
And, every time I go on an escalator, that's what I think of since seeing that, because I've never seen anyone to do that. A bit of background for this one. We were taking the tube. We were heading to Buckingham Palace to see the changing of the guard. And in the London tube stations, they have these really long escalators. And as we're going up, I'm just looking to my side, and I see Sirion standing in front of me. He's doing this weird little dance on the escalators. We're just going up, waiting to go up because they take a while to go up. And that's all the story is that behind that one. So
I've never seen anyone dance on an escalator either.
No, and it's not something that's majorly pronounced. It's just a light dance. So. Now this show is one of our longest of the entire year. This one went up to 2 hours and 55 minutes. So here's us discussing that fact.
Wow, 3 hours and I wasn't even in it. Good job, Sirion.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me.
Okay.
It was me.
Okay.
It was Shane. Shane kept talking and talking in one long unbroken sentence, moving from
topic to topic. Was when no one had the chance to interrupt. It was really quite hypnotic.
Going on without knowing where to stop.
Oh my God. And and then we found that we do need to work on reducing show times from 3 hours, but it's a group effort, and on the needle skips it was indeed me. And the quote Sirion was rattling off was in relation to a Star Trek episode, in particular a remix of the Picard song. I don't know I think we've shared that.
Oh yes.
Before, so
yes.
One final clip from 699 where we're writing up the teaser.
Mechanics and you can't type, Shane.
Thank you for noticing.
Please put that in the clip show.
Our son together. Come on, I'm trying to help. I'm trying to finish the description so I can go to bed. Shut up.
Are sewn together
in this unique RuneScape experience.
And this is something we do in post-show each and every week is we have a group effort and a group discussion about how we put the teaser for the show together, those first few words you hear when RSBANDB update starts up. And in some weeks they're hard, some weeks they're easy, and Sirion's really good at them, so he wanted to focus on getting that done before he went to bed. So that was on episode 699. Alrighty, you ready for the big 700, Tanis?
Yes.
All right, 700 was where we got our legacy co-hosts back, Earth and Chief Snake, Brad, where we discussed lots and lots of interesting things on that episode. So, one of the first things we discussed was the banana pizza. Added banana pizza to the cooking skill guide.
What the fuck? What the fuck is that?
Is that a thing? Do people eat banana on pizza?
Rick does.
What?
Rick
Seriously?
is not
Yeah, 'cause he's a monster.
real.
Someone needs to check the backyard for bodies because that's just wrong. I don't trust anyone who puts bananas on pizza.
And Jagex says that they still don't know why banana pizzas were added to the game. They can say thank you to Mod Shogun, though.
Hold up, that guy just added it, on his own?
Apparently.
I love the idea that some rogue developer just went in and
I hate what he's done, but I love that,
Myra Spirit.
It contains... Here, you guys ready for the ingredients of this pizza?
Are there bananas?
There's cooked chicken, nuts, curry leaves, and sliced banana.
Holy
Man,
shit,
I knew the food was bad in England, but I had no idea it was that bad.
No wonder their teeth look like that.
Oh, shit.
Jesus.
I guess that explains why their dessert's called Spotted Dick.
What?
Something bricks it.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's it's a dessert.
Wow.
Yeah, don't Google it, because that ain't good. But trust me.
Oh boy.
That is a dessert.
Oh, that's not what. I believe you. That's not what I was marveling at. I was marveling at the pizza still.
Oh, okay.
Ay. Anyways, yeah, we still don't quite understand that, but in any case, we're going to move on to later part in this episode where Tycho sent in a question, and we'll just let the question speak for itself.
And when I was younger, I also used to set a bear trap below the chimney every year so I could just have him around all year long. But he got away every time, and now that I'm past 18, he just skips the house. Funny thing that it inspired me to a couple of journeys to the cold north, but I have yet to find his workshop in this dark land where snow and ice stretches as far as the eye can see. Anyways, looking forward to your answers, and if any of you want a Christmas card from Clan Quest, then just say the word. It's from Tycho, the festive elf of the Nordic lands.
Who the hell has a bear trap just laying around their house?
Tycho,
Are bears a problem in Sweden?
Of the Nordic clan. Well, not with
Are there
Tycho
bears in
around,
Sweden?
apparently. Well, I think there are, but I think there's the wilderness kind, too.
I mean, I don't think he's talking about bears, but...
Oh, those bears.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Okay.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
Of course Shane doesn't know.
What?
Are you familiar with the concept of Christmas, Shane?
Of course.
And chimneys.
Yeah.
And
Santa coming down the chimney?
Yeah. And are you familiar with the fact that Santa is not a bear?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, why would you need a bear trap? Of course. Of course. I'm guessing you guys were going on about the other definition of bear.
Uh-huh.
Okay, we'll leave it at that. And then, as per usual, Earth got up to some mischief on the RSBANDB forums while we were discussing tech news. All right. So, moving on to tech news this week. Loot boxes are about to be investigated in the United States by the Federal Trade Commission.
Shane.
Yes?
Did you see what's in the
Yes,
show
I
notes
did.
now?
Anyways.
Will you read it out for us?
Later. I want to talk about loot boxes right now.
Oh.
Basically, what happened is Earth gave Brad a board warning for forgetting his password, and the message that was posted on that was hilarious to the both of them, and it was posted in the show notes, hence why the laughing that outburst as we were getting ready to move on to tech news. I don't know if you saw what the content was, right?
Yeah, I think I did.
Okay, all right, fair enough. It was pretty hilarious. Now, we're going to move on to another clip from episode 700. I talk about the good old iPhone 2G. Yeah, because you're on one of those silly AT&T Unlimited plans.
I got Grandfather Dan.
With the first iPhone ever.
Me too.
Second.
Oh, second. Oh, that was such a beautiful device.
It was a piece of shit, honestly.
Do you still have it?
Maybe in a drawer.
I will take that off your hands at some point.
Do you want to use it?
No, I just want to add it to a collection.
I don't know if I still have it, buddy. I'm sure you could buy one on eBay for literally $5.
But that's not one that was used by someone I know.
That's weird, and I don't like it.
I have a collection of old technology like ball mice and floppy disks and whatnot, and I think it'd be really good to add an iPhone 2 or an original iPhone to that at some point in the future. So
yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah. Apparently there are iPhones on eBay going for upwards of $120. Okay.
Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah. See? And these devices, collector items, still go for a lot. So that's why I was asking Earth if he had any plans for his.
Yeah, the earliest one I have is a 4S, but I still have a use for it. So, I mean, I don't use it as my phone, but there is a use for it.
Yeah, of course. And I have an iPhone 4, and it's still a perfectly good iPod and a web, well, not a web browser, but let's just say a clock. And I mean, you might as well keep them around because they still work and they were perfect designs. So
yeah.
All right, you ready for our last clip in this year?
Okay.
Episode 701, Being Fortunate. our friend from RuneFest and Clan Quest and whatnot. Welcome, Tycho. Oh, he's even got his own intro again.
Yeah. Looky there.
It almost sounds kind of Christmas themed with that.
I skipped it. I trained 2 times before the podcast. Okay. Hello, everybody. It's me, Tycho Elf, doing here a failed Christmas solo, but I will get straight before the 24th and play it in front of a fireplace with a Christmas tree and the family all around it, singing Christmas song and just looking up at the starry night and name the stars and so on. I don't know how many does it or how many actually can see the stars on the 24th. But that's what we do around here.
Tycho always has his introduction for the podcast ready to go, and I think that was a good way to get the Christmas season going here at RSBANDB Update.
You know, it was perfect, and I don't know how you couldn't just love Tycho. He's just Tycho, and it cracks me up, and I'm glad he's around.
Yep. And, you know, this wraps up the clips for 2018, and there were 86 clips for this entire year. This is definitely one of the higher years in terms of sheer clip mount. We did manage to come in under 2 hours, and I don't think there's much else left to say here in 2019 except that we're moving on into 2019. And as I said in the beginning, thank you to everybody who supports the podcast, the wonderful Patreon supporters, the listeners, everyone who sends in questions, chats with us in-game, Twitter, you name it. But also, of course, a big thank you to the production team and all of the co-hosts through 2018. Doing this show would not have been possible without everyone that has thus far been mentioned. And I'm good for 2018. I'm ready to have a bit of a relaxation period over the Christmas break.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to spending time with the family. My daughter's out of school, my wife's off work, so it's going to be a nice little Christmas season here, you know.
Indeed it will. So hopefully everyone's having a very Merry Christmas season. The New Year is just right around the corner. Look forward to next week's special episode regarding science and technology, and we'll see you next year for more RSBANDB Update. Take care, everyone.
Take care.